The truth is, how you scale a business has nothing to do with what you offer. It has to do with who you are. It has to do with your strategy. It has to do with your embodiment. It has to do with the values that you bring forth. And so I offer many things to many different people, and they're available all over the internet. If we're operating from a subconscious standpoint where we don't even really know why we're doing certain things or how that's impacting others, it's an unconscious operation versus one where we're deeply intentional about what we care about, how we impact others, and the leadership with which we're bringing to it. If you asked yourself a question like, despite how I'm feeling, what can I do to best support myself starting now? And the answer is, I think I need to lay down before this podcast. Then the response should be, okay, I'm going to do that. Because I've now given myself permission to ask an honoring ownership question. Despite how I'm feeling, what can I do to best support myself starting now? Get that water, ground yourself, take a deep breath, go outside, take a nap, fill in the blank, call that supportive friend, like read a positive affirmation, see the sun, whatever it is. Most of the things that may come up are free, easily accessible, readily available, but it's a choice. It's a choice on like, do we ask a good question that allows us to take ownership over what we're experiencing in our real-time moment and mentally honor what came up versus like, I can't believe you're so lazy, or why aren't you getting on this next, whatever the narrative is. You're the only person in your head. So make sure that the narrative in your mind is one that supports you resourcing yourself, that supports you taking moments of pause, that supports you in getting mental clarity, because it's not just about what you do. It's about giving yourself permission to ask that type of question and allow for whatever comes up to be enough, because we are enough. And this like hustle harder culture isn't helpful to actually scaling in a sustainable way. And so it's important to ask questions that are in alignment with the actions that we hope are like, that we hope our future self, like I hope my future self asks questions that help support my nervous system.
Jay Papasan's and Gary Keller's book, The One Thing, it's, they have a question there. It's something to the effect of, what's the one thing that I can do that makes everything else easier or unnecessary? And that question for, over a decade has been something that's ran through my head. And I often ask, myself, and there's always an answer.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like the same question can be asked over and over again in different contexts, and it brings up different answers. There's certain opportunities within leadership to reflect and to grow. And, they have there's often like a quarterly check-in or certain kinds of conferences. And why do people do the same quarterly check-in different quarters of the year, or attend the same conference year after year or multiple years, and it's because we evolve. And as we evolve, the content may be the same, but how we interact or engage with the content changes. If you're the type of business leader who's like a glass half empty kind of business leader, then I'd love for you to ask yourself a question like, do you focus on more of what you've gained as a result of your experiences or what you've lost as a result of your experiences? Asking questions that bring out a reflective, no right or wrong. The whole point is for you to explore your own thoughts, for you to grow type of questions help everyone to understand where they're at and understand where their areas of growth can be. Because most people who walk around with like the glass half empty mindset, they don't even know. They don't even know they're the person with the dark cloud that walks into the room. But like you, if you're the sunshine and rainbows person, like I am the sunshine and rainbows person. So like I not only bring sunshine and sunshine and rainbows to the rooms that I walk in, but I'm able to notice when someone with a dark cloud walks by and tries to like rain on our positive parade. Because what's happening in the world is that most people are unconscious to how they show up, to their natural demeanor. And so reflective questions are one powerful way to invite people to see themselves as they are. Not who they pretend to be, who they think they are, who in their, aspirational world they will be one day, but get to really confront who they are. And when we confront who we are, we're also able to confront who we want to be moving forward.
In your opinion, what is the secret to scaling a business?
My gosh, friend, the secret to scaling a business: pivot fast, never, never let your head get too big. There's always something to learn. There's always someone who knows more. There's always someone who's going to do it better. Stay humble, pivot fast.